What if the legends were true? For centuries, we've gazed at the ocean's depths, wondering what secrets lie beneath. We know more about the moon's surface than our own seabed, yet life thrives in the darkest waters. Some form still beyond our understanding. But what if, among these mysteries, there's something eerily familiar, a creature part human, part fish, echoing our oldest myths? Tonight, we'll investigate 5 extraordinary mermaid encounters from around the world, where folklore collides with fact. Stay with us. Our final story from the Pacific Northwest may just change everything you thought you knew about the ocean. Our journey begins on the sun-kissed shores of the Mediterranean coast, a region steeped in history and legend. For centuries, sailors and coastal dwellers have whispered tales of mythical creatures lurking beneath the waves. We find ourselves in Kiryat Yam, Israel, a modern city built on ancient lands, where the past and present intertwine. It's a place where the ordinary meets the extraordinary, and where the line between reality and myth can sometimes blur. In the year 2009, as the sun began its nightly descent, painting the sky with hues of orange and gold, something remarkable happened that would forever change the town's identity. A group of friends enjoying the tranquil evening on the beach, their eyes scanning the horizon, spotted an unusual figure perched on a distant rock, an anomaly that sparked both curiosity and disbelief. At first glance, it appeared to be a lone swimmer, perhaps taking a break from their aquatic exercise, resting on the craggy outcrop. But as they observed more closely, a sense of unease began to creep in, a feeling that this was something far more extraordinary than just a person in the water. They described a captivating being, possessing the unmistakable upper body of a woman, a form that echoed ancient tales of mythical sea creatures. And instead of legs, the figure possessed the undeniable shimmering tail of a fish, a feature that solidified the whispers of a mermaid sighting. This was no ordinary creature. It moved through the water with an unnatural grace, a fluidity that defied human capability. The creature, seemingly playful and confident, performed a series of acrobatic leaps, arcing through the air with the ease of a dolphin. Then, as quickly as it appeared, the enigmatic being vanished beneath the waves, leaving behind only ripples and unanswered questions. The witnesses were left utterly stunned, their minds struggling to reconcile what they had just witnessed with the realm of possibility. In the days and weeks that followed, dozens of similar sightings were reported, each adding fuel to the growing legend of the Kiryat Yam mermaid. These sightings almost always occurred at dusk, during the magical twilight hour, and the creature remained tantalizingly just out of reach, a fleeting glimpse into the unknown. The town's mayor, initially skeptical, was eventually swayed by the sheer volume and consistency of the reports, recognizing the potential impact on the town. In a bold move, he offered $1 million reward to anyone who could provide irrefutable proof of the mermaid's existence, hoping to either confirm the legend or put it to rest. Skeptics, eager to debunk the myth, suggested that the sightings were simply misidentified manatees or dugongs, gentle marine mammals known for their mermaid-like appearance. However, this theory was quickly dismissed, as these animals are not native to, and do not inhabit, the waters of the Mediterranean Sea. Others posited that the sightings were an elaborate hoax, a carefully orchestrated scheme designed to attract attention, and perhaps even claim the reward money. But the sheer consistency and the overwhelming number of independent reports made this explanation seem increasingly unlikely, suggesting something more genuine was at play. Witnesses consistently insisted that the creature's movements were too fluid, too graceful, and too perfectly adapted to the water to be the result of a clumsy human in a costume. The movements were far too natural, too effortless to be attributed to a person in a diving suit or any other known marine animal. As the legend deepened, locals began to report hearing strange, melodic sounds carried on the wind, particularly on calm evenings after the sightings. A haunting, ethereal song seemingly emanating from the sea itself, further fueling the mystery. Despite the excitement, the evidence remained frustratingly elusive. Blurry photos, grainy videos, and eyewitness accounts that, while compelling, lacked definitive proof. Yet, despite the lack of concrete evidence, the legend of the Kiryat Yam mermaid continued to grow, captivating the imagination of people around the world. Ultimately, the $1 million reward went unclaimed, and as time passed, the sightings gradually faded from the headlines, becoming less frequent. But for those who claimed to have witnessed the impossible, the memory of that fleeting glimpse of the unknown continues to linger, a reminder that the world may hold more mysteries than we can comprehend. Was it simply a trick of the light? A mass illusion fueled by folklore and wishful thinking? A collective misinterpretation of natural phenomena? Or was it a genuine encounter with something truly extraordinary? A glimpse into a hidden world of creatures that science cannot yet explain? For the residents of Kiryat Yam, the question remains unanswered, a source of both wonder and speculation, a local enigma. And as the waves continue to crash against the shore, the sea, as always, keeps its secrets, leaving us to ponder the mysteries that lie beneath its surface. We travel inland to Zimbabwe, a landlocked country in southern Africa, known for its dramatic landscapes and diverse wildlife. Here, where mighty rivers like the Zambezi, the lifeblood of the region, are not just geographical features, but are deeply steeped in myth and legend. The Zambezi in particular holds a place of reverence and mystery. Here, the Shona people, the largest ethnic group in Zimbabwe, speak of the Njuzu, water spirits with human upper bodies and fishtails. These ancient depictions offer a glimpse into the enduring beliefs surrounding these enigmatic beings. Unlike gentle mermaids of Western tales, often portrayed as benevolent and romantic figures, the Njuzu are powerful, unpredictable, and deeply respected. They are not to be trifled with, their moods as changeable as the rivers they inhabit. Legends say they guard the rivers, acting as custodians of these vital waterways, and possess the power to control drought and flood, bringing either life or devastation. They also teach healers their secrets, bestowing knowledge of medicinal plants and spiritual practices upon those they deem worthy. The healers, in turn, act as intermediaries between the human world and the realm of the Njuzu. Even today, encounters are reported, whispered in hushed tones around village fires. In 2012, dam workers fled in terror after claiming to see Njuzu, their presence disrupting the construction project. This led to a complete halting of construction until traditional rituals were performed, appeasing the spirits and seeking their blessing. The event was so significant, capturing the attention of the entire nation, that government officials acknowledged it publicly, highlighting the importance of respecting local beliefs. Some suggest these sightings are simply misidentified animals, crocodiles lurking beneath the surface, large catfish swimming in the depths, or playful otters. But the stories passed down through generations are too consistent and detailed to be easily dismissed. Cultural belief undoubtedly shapes perception, influencing how people interpret the unknown. But the descriptions remain strikingly similar across generations. Long hair flowing in the water, pale skin shimmering beneath the surface, fishtails propelling them through the currents, and haunting songs echoing from deep pools. Are these spirits a tangible manifestation of the unseen world? Or are they simply metaphors for the river's untamable power, a way to understand its life-giving and destructive forces? Or could they be fragmented memories of a real, undiscovered creature, a relic of a time when the boundaries between human and animal were less defined? In Zimbabwe, where ancient traditions intertwine with modern life, the line between myth and reality is as fluid and ever-changing as the rivers themselves, leaving room for both wonder and respect. Now to the icy Greenland Sea, a realm of iceberg silence and ancient Norse legends. Norse explorers wrote of the Margeiger, a sea giantess with a woman's torso and a fish's tail, described in the 13th century King's Mirror as real, not fantasy. These accounts treated the Margeiger as part of the natural world alongside whales and walruses. Harsh conditions and isolation could fuel imagination, but the descriptions are detailed and sober. Seals or hypothermia-induced visions might explain some sightings, yet the legends persist. The Greenland Sea remains one of Earth's least explored places. Its depths could hide unknown species. Even today, mysterious underwater sounds spark speculation about what might lurk beneath the ice. Did Norse sailors witness something real, or were their minds shaped by myth and hardship? In this frozen wilderness, the boundary between legend and reality is as blurred as the horizon in a snowstorm. We head to the warm waters of the South Pacific, where the Solomon Islands people tell of the Ree. Unlike Western mermaids, the Ree are described as fully mammalian, air-breathing, and strikingly human. Long hair, human faces, and limbs, but living entirely in the sea. These aren't just old stories. Missionaries and scientists have reported sightings as recently as the late 20th century. Locals insist the Ree are not dugongs. They know the difference, and the Ree have hair and hands, not flippers. The Ree are seen as another type of person in the sea, intelligent, tool-using, and sometimes trading with islanders. Some believe the Ree could be an undiscovered marine primate or a remnant of an aquatic hominid. The Pacific's vastness offers the perfect hiding place for such a creature. Could the Ree be evidence of a hidden, intelligent species sharing our planet's oceans? Our final story takes us to the rugged and beautiful coastline of British Columbia, Canada, a place known for its stunning natural beauty, its rich maritime history, and perhaps surprisingly, its own share of unexplained mysteries. We're diving into the intriguing case of the 1967 sighting aboard the Queen of Saanich ferry, a vessel that plied the waters between the mainland and Vancouver Island. This wasn't just a fleeting glimpse or a whispered rumor. This was a public event, witnessed by many, that continues to spark debate and wonder to this day. On what seemed like a routine crossing, dozens of passengers and crew members experienced something truly extraordinary. As the ferry glided through the water, a figure was spotted perched upon a rock, relatively close to the vessel. It wasn't an animal or a trick of the light. It was described as a young woman with long, flowing blonde hair, and instead of legs, a distinct silvery fishtail. A mermaid, in essence, seemingly out of legend and into reality. She was visible for several minutes, allowing ample time for observation and discussion amongst the onlookers. The ferry continued its course, bringing the passengers closer to this enigmatic figure. The witnesses recounted how she was playfully slapping her tail against the surface of the water, creating splashes and drawing even more attention, before gracefully slipping away beneath the waves, disappearing as quickly as she had appeared. The event was widely reported in local newspapers and even garnered some national attention. The witnesses, a diverse group of people from all walks of life, were adamant in their shared account. They insisted that this was no ordinary marine animal. This was no seal basking in the sun, no sea lion playfully frolicking. Locals, intimately familiar with the region's marine life, further emphasized that the creature's features were far too human-like to be any known species. The shape and movement of the tail were also key details, described as too distinct and unlike any known aquatic mammal. Skeptics, of course, suggested a hoax or mass hallucination. However, the remote and relatively inaccessible location of the sighting made a planned deception highly unlikely. Furthermore, there was no apparent financial incentive or motive for anyone to fabricate such a story. It was simply a group of ordinary people who collectively witnessed something extraordinary and unexplainable. Over time, the story transformed into a local legend, a captivating tale passed down through generations. But unlike most legends, this one was rooted in a shared, public event, witnessed by a multitude of credible individuals. The sheer consistency of the accounts, coupled with the significant number of witnesses, makes it incredibly difficult to simply dismiss the event as a figment of imagination. Was it a case of mass misidentification, where the human mind filled in the gaps and created a fantastical image? Or did those passengers and crew members truly catch a glimpse of a living legend? A creature of myth and folklore brought to life in the cold, mysterious waters of the Pacific Northwest. To this day, the 1967 Queen of Saanich ferry sighting remains one of the most compelling and enduring modern mysteries of the sea, a testament to the power of the unknown and the enduring allure of the mermaid legend. We've traveled from the Mediterranean to the Arctic, from African rivers to Pacific coasts, chasing the line between myth and reality. The ocean remains our last great frontier, its secrets still largely unknown. Are these stories misidentifications, folklore, or glimpses of something real? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. The search for answers continues, and the mysteries only deepen. Next time, we'll dive even further, exploring the possibility of hidden ecosystems and lost underwater worlds. Don't miss our next deep dive into the ocean's greatest secrets.